Hi everybody, this is Amy, and as promised, here's your training about the matched betting that you were asking me about. And this is for the benefit of all the people who couldn't actually get on my actual training course in York yesterday morning. So Luke, Ben, Hitesh, Helen, loads of you out there, hello, and I hope you enjoy the video. So first of all, I'm in the online money making support with Globetrotter Guru Facebook group, because in here I've put several resources already for you. So in the pinned links at the top, you've got Profit Accumulator here that you'll need to sign up to. And you can actually get a free account with 2 guided videos and your 2 first matched bets. So I really recommend that. And then if you look in files, what I've done here for you is I've put a sample spreadsheet, either in Excel or Numbers if you're on a Mac. And then I've put a little bit for you to read here about matched betting explained. Sadly, it's not allowed in some states in the USA, so you need to be aware of that. Just bear in mind that I'm coming at this from a UK-based perspective. So this talks you through what matched betting actually is. And it's basically risk-free technique that will always make sure you profit when you gamble. So it involves using online gambling sites to release free bets and then making a profit from those. And it's called matched betting because every time you place a bet, you're then going to match it with the exchange, and it's essentially like as if you're buying and then selling the bet. So you're placing your bet with a bookie and then you're selling it or laying it on the exchange. And that's what we mean by laying a bet. We basically offset it. So that is a guaranteed no lose situation if you're doing a qualifying bet to release a free bet from the bookie. If you're doing this with a free bet, it's a guaranteed win. So in other words, you might place a bet and then match it, and that initial bet might mean that you lose maybe 50p or something like that, but that might free up a £20 free bet, which you can then release about £15 from clear profit. And there's an article on this in The Guardian. A few of you have been asking me whether this is actually sustainable. For me, it's not like you log in and get new accounts with all the bookies, and then once you've done all the sign-ups, then you're finished and you're done, and you walk away with £1.5 grand up. Yes, you do walk away with about £1.5 grand up, tax-free might I add, once you've done all the sign-up offers. However, it is sustainable because there's what we call reloads. Every time you've got something like there's loads, big sporting events, there's loads on for the Euros at the moment. You also get loads when it's things like Wimbledon, Royal Ascot, any of the big events usually offer free bets or some kind of promotion, and they entice you back in by offering you that. The first thing that you need to do to get started with this is register on Betfair Exchange, which is where you'll be able to lay or sell your bets. So you need to go to Betfair Exchange and make sure that you copy and paste this promotion code, because it will get you £30 worth of free bets straight away on the exchange. And then you can set yourself up a Coral account. And with Profit Accumulator, you actually get free videos. If you follow the step, make your Profit Accumulator account, and you just follow through those steps where you input your email and you give yourself a password and register your details with Profit Accumulator. And then, as I said, there's 2 initial sign-up offers that Profit Accumulator talks you through. And I'll be able to talk you through those as well today. So there's a few things that you need to just bear in mind when you're coming into matched betting. It's only risk-free if you do it properly. Double check everything, because if you make a mistake, it could cost you money. Always match your bet. So that means once you've placed a bet, you go straight to the exchange and you lay it. And I'm going to talk you through that process. It's basically, for example, if you were betting on a match that was Liverpool v Everton, and you were backing Liverpool on Coral, you would then go to the exchange, which would be Betfair, and you would bet against Liverpool. Please note that you're not betting Liverpool to win here and Everton to win here, because if you did that and it was a draw, none of your bets would have won. So you need to make sure that you back a team and you bet against a team, which is a lay bet. It's always the red box on Betfair, which I'll show you shortly. You do need to have some money in your Betfair account for your liability. I started with about initially about £40, and then I doubled my money by the Coral and the Betfred offers pretty much. So then I put £100 into my lay or my Betfair account, because you need some money in there, which is basically like in case you lose on the exchange. But don't worry, because if you lose on the exchange, your money will be showing up in your bookie. If you lose in your bookie, your money will be showing up in your exchange, and either way you'll be able to draw it out. So also be aware that if bookies find out you're profiting from them, they can gub you, which means they limit your account. They can stop giving you promotions. They can even make the decision to close your account. And so what you need to do is place the odd mug bet, which means you just bet on a low price favourite like Man United or Liverpool or something like that when there's low odds, and you just place it without any promotion at all being involved, and then you lay it as normal. In other words, you're fooling the bookie into thinking that you're a normal punter or you're a normal gambler. Be aware that if you've got kind of an addictive personality, this might not be the best thing for you, because if you started to actually gamble and you weren't laying your bets, that could be a problem, which is why I'm saying you always lay your bet. If you don't lay your bet, you're actually proper gambling, and you can risk losing a lot of money. So these are things to be aware of. And one thing I would add to this as well is make sure that you set up a separate bank account for your matched betting, because you're going to be having money going in and out really quite quickly. Lots of transactions, lots of withdrawals and deposits, and you don't want those to show up on your normal banking account where you've got your mortgage going in and out and your food shopping. So what I do is I bank with Barclays, and all of my bills come out of Barclays, but then I've got a Nationwide Building Society account, which is completely separate, and that's purely for my matched betting. So that's how you get set up. And then obviously you've got your profit accumulator set up here, and I'll just go to profit accumulator and show you what it looks like when you start. This is an example of the free account. What I did is I did the first beginner offers, which come with a free account. And once I'd worked through those and I'd started to make a profit, then I actually used the profit from my matched betting to pay for the profit accumulator premium per month, and then that allowed me to make even more money. But this is free. You don't have to pay anything at all to start your matched betting. And the one that I'm going to show you today is this Coral offer. So when you go in to your profit accumulator, you get to a screen that looks something like this. And then you log in. And when you log in, you can go to offers, and then you've got beginner offers right here. The first two offers that you do, because they're the easiest and the cheapest, are the Coral and the Betfred. And they're very straightforward. And if you click into view offer, you've actually got a video from Profit Accumulator that talks you through the steps, and it shows you all the links and how much you need to deposit. So initially, you only need to deposit £5 in Coral to be able to start doing the matched betting, and then what you will need is some money, approximately around £20 in Betfair for your liability. So if I now show you my accounts, I'll show you exactly how to do this. So I've got Profit Accumulator open, and then I'm going to open my Coral account, which you'll need to set up. So I'm just going into my Coral account now. There's my Coral account. Is it? Yeah, it's just loading. Sorry, it's a little bit slow today. So now I'm actually in my Coral account. When you go into your Coral account, just make sure that you click this here, which changes your odds from fractional to decimal, because that's how the odds matching software on Profit Accumulator works. So now what I've got is Profit Accumulator, Coral, and then in my third tab, I'm going to open my Betfair account, which is my exchange. It's where I'm going to lay or sell the bets. Now, the first stage of this will be to deposit £5 into your account. And all you need to do is click on that green button there and deposit. I've got money already in mine, so I don't need to. But if I just press that, basically, this will show you exactly what it'll look like to you. Sorry, I don't know why it's being so slow today. There you go. Another, oh, okay, I've done it too many times now. Another word of warning, you can only withdraw from the bank account that you use to deposit. So, for example, if you deposit with your Barclays card, you've got to withdraw. Sorry, if you deposit on Barclays, you've got to withdraw through Barclays. If I deposit with my Nationwide, I've got to withdraw through Nationwide, unless obviously I've won more. So always use your debit cards to deposit. Avoid using a credit card because it can have fees. Use your debit card and make sure that that's the one that you want to use for deposits and withdrawals. So I've already got money in, I don't need to put money in at the moment, as you can see. But the idea would be to place and lay a £5 bet. So I'll do that now in front of you and just show you exactly how it goes, because I've got to place a bet with Coral anyway. First of all, you go to odds matching software in Profit Accumulator. Your odds need to match up with the bookie and the exchange to make something worthwhile. Oh, okay. There's a lot on the horses going on because it's Royal Ascot today. Let's just have a look at this. I'll do an easy one. Stick to football first. If you want to actually use these filters, what you can do is you can limit your sports to football and limit your bookmaker to Coral. And in order to qualify, you need to place a bet of odds of 1.5 or above. I'm just going to double check that in the Coral. So if I scroll down here, you see it says here, use odds matching software to find something to bet on. Select Coral. The odds for the back bet must be 1.5 or above. Okay, and a rating of 95 or above. That means that you're not going to lose too much money in the initial bet. And you can see that that's a rating of 96, so that's a good one. You can see that the odds are quite close to each other. I've got 1.73 and 1.75, which is excellent. So that's a good one. I'm going to do that one. I am going to place a £5 bet with Coral, and I'm going to bet on Belgium. So I'll look in the football, obviously. Let's have a look to see if I can find Belgium. Here I've got Belgium v Ireland, and that's the match result at 173. If I click in more, this should take me through to all the markets on that particular match. But if we just go back here and check, you're betting actually on Belgium. So you need to select this one, which is 1.73, and you need to check, you see it's now added to my bet slip, you need to check that that is as it says here on the odds matching. If it's not, you might need to change it. So the first thing you do is you place your £5 bet, and that's called a qualifying bet because it's going to release free bets for you. So we're going to accept a small loss on this bet, and if we use the calculator here, this is the Profit Accumulator calculator, it will tell us exactly how much we're going to lose. It's a normal bet because it's a qualifier. You're betting £5. You now need to check what the odds are, and the odds are 1.73. So you put 1.73 there. The odds matching software tells us that it's 1.75 to lay the bet. That's the odds for lay. So 1.75 goes here. In this box, you've got your commission, which is always 5% on Betfair. Now, as you can see, this bet is going to mean that I lose 17 pence, which is absolutely fine because it's going to give me 20. You then go to your Betfair exchange and you look for Belgium. Belgium beat Ireland. That's the map that we're looking for. And this time you're going to lay the bet, which is the red box. So you place the bet on Coral or any bookie that you're using and you lay the bet on Betfair. If I click that, that's 175, which are the exact odds that it told me there would be in the odds matching software. I now need to check the amount that I lay with the odds matching calculator. So £5 was my bet in Coral. This is my back odds, this is my lay odds, 173, 175. Then it tells me at odds of 175, your lay stake is 5.09. So what I would do next is go here and I would put 5.09 here. And then I would simply place the bet. When you've done that, you have placed and laid what we call a qualifying bet. Just to let you know, you need to record this on your spreadsheet from the word go and have a look at mine in the Facebook group. But I have a spreadsheet with columns of the date, the match that I'm betting on, what I'm backing, how much my back bet is, how much I'm laying and which exchange I'm using. And it will be Betfair initially, but when you become more confident you might branch out to use other exchanges which have smaller commission. So record it on your spreadsheet at this point. Don't wait until after because you will annoy yourself like I did earlier today and you'll have to go back and you'll have to find out what the odds were and then you'll have to put all the figures in. So record your information from the start. It helps you to keep track of where your money is and it helps you to keep track of how much you're making. Now, if we go back to Profit Accumulator, at that point you've done that stage. By the way, I haven't actually placed this bet because I need to do all the bets. I've done already the sign-up offer, which is why I'm not actually placing them today. I'm just showing you how to do it. But once you've got your bet on Coral and you've laid it on Betfair Exchange, as I've shown you, you've then done this stage, which is your qualifying bet. Your free bet can now happen because if you have done that, when you go back to your Coral account, do you see that I've got free bets here? They'll come up in a second. There you go, I've got a £10 free bet token. When you do the initial sign up offer, this will say 4 tokens for you and it will say £20, which means that Coral will give you 4 times £5 bets, £5 free bets. To the value of £20. So if you want to use your free bet, you then will go to the odds matching again. This time, if you can, specify slightly higher odds because if you can go slightly higher when you're using a free bet, you actually release more money from it. So let's try and do that one for our free bet, Romania versus Switzerland. And when you lay the bet, you're going to do the same again. You're going to put these odds into the calculator and it's going to tell you how much to bet and it's going to tell you how much to lay. I could actually do this one just to show you how I would lay a bet. Anyway, if I wanted to do Romania, I would put Romania. Oops. It's coming up as Rotherham. I don't want Rotherham. So search it there. That's why Coral is so easy to use. Find it here, Romania v Switzerland, and I'm betting on Romania. Back into Coral. There it is. Romania v Switzerland. And if I click more there, I'll get all the markets. So I've found a new bet to put on. This time I'm placing it as a free bet. It's not a qualifying bet. I've done my qualifier and Coral have now given me the free bets. So we've said that I'm going to back Romania. I'll just remove that Belgium one and say that we've done it. So I'm back in Romania at odds of 3.30. And that's now added to my bet slip. I can actually use a £10 free bet here. Yours will be coming up as a £5 free bet. In fact, it'll come up as 4 £5 free bets that you've got. And if you wanted to use all your 4 £5 free bets on the same thing, that would absolutely be fine. So I'm putting £10, I'm selecting my free bet. And you see that that's 96.46, so that's quite good that they're matching exactly at the moment, 3.30 and 3.30. It's good when you get a nice match like that. You'll put £5 there. I'm putting £10 there because my free bet is £10. And I'm putting 3.30 here and I'm putting 3.30 here. But this time, this is my free bets. So I'm going to change it from normal to free bet stake not returned. And what you can see is for me, from the £10 free bet with Coral, by placing this and laying that £7.08, I'm actually going to be £6.72 up. Clear profit. Easy. And you get faster as well as you do this. So if I go ahead and place that £10 free bet. Okay, great. So check it, 3.30, £10 stake, using my free bet. I click place. And continue. And I've just placed my free bet. And because I selected free bet, you can see that my cash balance hasn't gone down. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that bet. And then when this actually plays out, when the match is over, the money is either going to appear in my Betfair exchange if my bet on Romania loses, or it's going to end up in my Coral if my bet on Romania wins. So I'm going to put Romania in there. Romania v Switzerland. Was that the one? Yeah, just double check everything. And this time I'm laying Romania. Just going to remove that Belgian one. I didn't actually place it because I'd already done my qualifying bet. So I will add Romania, check the odds which are correct, 3.3. The calculator tells me to lay £7.08. I go back here. I put £7.08 in there and I click place bets. And I just double check it again. 3.30 is against Romania. You can see there it's a lay bet because it says it's against, and then I confirm it. And now my bet is laid. And I know that when Switzerland have played Romania, at the end of that match, regardless of whether they win or lose, I am going to be up by £6.72 because I've released that clear profit from my free bets with Coral. And you'll repeat that process with £5 there. So just to recap then, you go to Profit Accumulator, you find the offer that you want to do and click it, you read the information and watch the video. You then use the odds matching software to find yourself a bet, and you can use the filters to filter out football and any odds that you don't want. So make sure it's above 1.5 for the Coral offer. When you've done that, you calculate how much your lay stake is going to be. You go to your Coral account, you place the £5 bet, You then go to your Betfair, you lay your £5 bet, then you will get 4 free bet tokens with Coral at the value of £5 each, so that's £20 worth of free bets. You will then repeat the process all over again, but this time you will calculate it using free bet stakes not returned instead of normal. And you'll do exactly the same again. You will place your free bets with Coral, and if you remember, I clicked on the little drop down menu and selected free bet so that got used, and then I went to Betfair and I laid it again, and then you're up. And so by doing that, I'm at least £6 up basically. You can see that I'm making money. I've already taken out what I put in, and this is all clear profit now, but I'm leaving it in my Betfair because I'm building up my liability so that I can start to do more, a higher number of bets and bets with higher odds. Just to sum up kind of where I'm up to with it, I think I've left a few posts actually in the Facebook group, but I've made over £500 in my first month, and now I'm making between £500 and £1,000 every month. And the great thing about matched betting is it's tax free because they can't tax you on gambling income, which it actually is. This is how I'm funding my flights to Thailand and Scandinavia, and this is like a great way to fund your travel. And if you do those first free bets with Profit Accumulator, which is the Coral one, Coral gives you £20 free bets, and then you do the Betfred and that'll give you £30 of free bets. Once you've got to that stage, you'll be about £40 up, and I highly recommend that at that point you then upgrade to the paid version of Profit Accumulator, which will save you loads of time with the odds matching software for all bookies and the offers across all the different bookies. And if you've got any questions, just get in touch with me. You can send me a message through Facebook, or just jot a message on the wall, or even email me direct at amytrumpeter@hotmail.com. I hope that was all really helpful for you. A happy earning. Have a brilliant day. Bye.